Welcome back to the Mushroom Therapy Podcast. I'm psychologist Yee Lin, and in today's episode, we are going to explore one of the most important foundations of therapeutic mushroom journey work: how to properly approach a psilocybin experience from a psychological perspective. Before we go any further, I want to take a moment to remind our listeners that if you're interested in learning the full structured framework behind this work, you can explore the book, The Ultimate Mushroom Therapy Protocol, available on Amazon now. It offers a comprehensive look at preparation, intention, journey work, and integration from a therapeutic lens. I also encourage you to visit the Mushroom Therapy YouTube channel hosted by Shaman Gabriel, where many of these ideas are discussed in depth and where real conversations about healing, transformation, and conscious exploration continue to unfold. In the first episode of this podcast, we introduced the concept that mushrooms and psilocybin journey work can be approached as a therapeutic process rather than simply a psychedelic experience. Today, we're going to go deeper into that idea and discuss why mindset, preparation, and psychological readiness are essential elements for anyone considering this kind of work. One of the most common misunderstandings about psilocybin is the idea that the mushroom itself is responsible for the healing. Many people assume that the substance alone produces transformation. But when we look at both the scientific literature and traditional ceremonial practices, we see something very different. The mushroom may open the door, but the healing process emerges through how the experience is approached, supported, and integrated. From a psychological standpoint, psilocybin temporarily alters how different regions of the brain communicate with one another. The brain's usual filtering systems soften, allowing memories, emotions, and associations to move more freely through awareness. This can be profoundly meaningful because it creates an opportunity for individuals to encounter aspects of themselves that were previously hidden or suppressed. However, this openness also means that the journey can surface intense emotional material. Unresolved grief, childhood memories, relationship wounds, or deep existential questions may appear during a journey. When people are unprepared for this, the experience can feel overwhelming. But when the journey is approached within a supportive and therapeutic context, those same moments can become powerful opportunities for healing. This is why the therapeutic framework matters so much. One of the first things we emphasize in therapeutic mushroom work is intention. Intention is not about controlling the journey or demanding a specific outcome. Instead, it is about clarifying why someone is entering the experience in the first place. When individuals take time to reflect on their motivations, they begin to orient their psyche toward healing. For example, someone might enter a journey with the intention of understanding a recurring emotional pattern in their life. Another person might be seeking relief from long-standing anxiety or a deeper understanding of their identity. Others may be navigating grief or trying to reconnect with a sense of meaning and purpose. The act of setting intention creates a psychological container for the experience. It signals to the mind that this is not just an experiment or a recreational activity, but a deliberate exploration of consciousness for the purpose of growth and understanding. In therapeutic settings, intention is often explored through guided conversations, journaling exercises, or reflective practices before the journey begins. These practices allow individuals to bring clarity to their inner landscape and begin forming a relationship with the process ahead. But intention alone is not enough. The next element we must consider is psychological readiness. Psychological readiness involves assessing whether someone is in a stable enough emotional state to navigate the vulnerability that may arise during a journey. Not every moment in life is the right moment to engage in deep inner work. For example, individuals who are experiencing acute psychological crises may benefit more from stabilization and supportive therapy before entering altered states. Part of responsible therapeutic practice involves helping individuals evaluate where they are emotionally, mentally, and physically before considering such experiences. This includes discussions about mental health history, current medications, support systems, and personal goals. These conversations are not meant to exclude people from healing work. Rather, they ensure that the experience is approached in a way that prioritizes safety and well-being. Another key concept in therapeutic mushroom work is the environment in which the journey takes place. In psychological research, this is often referred to as set and setting. Set refers to the internal state of the individual, their mindset, emotional condition, expectations, and intentions. Setting refers to the external environment, the physical space, the presence of guides or facilitators, the music, lighting, and overall atmosphere. When people approach psilocybin journeys casually, they often overlook these elements. But in therapeutic contexts, set and setting are carefully considered because they strongly influence how the experience unfolds. A safe and calm environment helps the nervous system relax. Soft lighting, comfortable spaces, and supportive guides allow individuals to surrender to the experience without constantly scanning for threats or distractions. The nervous system's sense of safety allows deeper psychological material to surface naturally. Another important aspect of preparation involves learning how to navigate challenging moments during the journey. One of the most important psychological principles in psychedelic therapy is the idea that resistance often intensifies discomfort. When difficult emotions arise, the instinct may be to push them away or escape them. However, many therapeutic traditions teach the opposite approach, to gently turn toward the experience with curiosity and compassion. This does not mean forcing oneself into distress. Instead, it means allowing emotions to be acknowledged rather than suppressed. When individuals learn to observe their inner experience rather than fight it, the psyche often begins to reorganize itself in meaningful ways. For example, someone encountering grief during a journey may initially feel overwhelmed by sadness, but when they allow the emotion to unfold in a supportive environment, that sadness may gradually transform into understanding, forgiveness, or release. This process reflects something psychologists refer to as emotional processing. When emotions are fully experienced rather than avoided, the nervous system can finally complete cycles that were previously interrupted. This is one of the reasons many people describe therapeutic mushroom experiences as deeply cathartic. However, emotional release alone is not the end of the healing process. This brings us to another essential concept: integration. Integration is the process of making sense of the journey and translating its insights into everyday life. Without integration, even the most powerful experience may fade into memory without creating lasting change. Integration may involve journaling about the journey, discussing insights with a therapist or guide, practicing meditation, or making intentional changes in daily habits. Sometimes integration simply involves giving the mind time to reorganize itself. During integration, individuals often revisit the themes that appeared during their journey. They may reflect on patterns they noticed, emotions that surfaced, or perspectives that shifted. Over time, these reflections can lead to meaningful adjustments in how a person relates to themselves and the world around them. For example, someone who realized during a journey that they have been overly critical of themselves may begin practicing self-compassion. Another person who confronted unresolved grief may begin having conversations with loved ones they had previously avoided. These changes may appear small at first, but over time they accumulate into profound shifts in how individuals live their lives. In many ways, the journey itself is only the beginning of the therapeutic process. This podcast exists to help listeners understand that mushroom therapy is not about chasing extraordinary experiences. It is about creating a framework where meaningful psychological work can occur. Throughout the episodes ahead, we will explore many additional aspects of this field. We will discuss trauma healing, the role of the nervous system in emotional regulation, the psychological mechanisms behind altered states of consciousness, and the ethical considerations involved in guiding others through these experiences. We will also discuss the importance of humility and respect when approaching mushrooms. These experiences can open doors to profound introspection, but they should never be approached recklessly or without preparation. When people approach this work with patience, curiosity, and respect for the process, they often discover something remarkable. The mind itself possesses an extraordinary capacity for healing and transformation. Sometimes what we call medicine is simply a catalyst that allows the psyche to reconnect with its own intelligence. If you would like to deepen your understanding of the therapeutic framework behind this work, I encourage you to explore the Ultimate Mushroom Therapy Protocol, available on Amazon now. The book provides a detailed guide to preparation, intention setting, journey work, and integration, helping individuals approach this process with responsibility and clarity. And if you would like to hear additional perspectives and conversations about this field, be sure to visit the Mushroom Therapy YouTube channel hosted by Shaman Gabriel, where discussions about healing, consciousness, and personal transformation continue to evolve. Thank you for joining me for episode 2 of the Mushroom Therapy Podcast. In our next episode, we will begin exploring a topic that lies at the heart of therapeutic journey work: how trauma is stored in the body and why altered states of consciousness sometimes allow those experiences to finally surface and be processed. Until then, take time to reflect on your relationship with your own inner world. Healing often begins not with dramatic revelations, but with the simple willingness to listen to what the mind and body have been trying to say all along. This is psychologist Yee Lin, and I look forward to continuing this exploration with you on the next episode of the Mushroom Therapy Podcast.
Hello everyone, Shaman Gabriel. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and also check out this video right here that YouTube thinks you will really enjoy. Thank you for tuning in.